Hello, welcome to the Fit and Free Show with me. I'm ZGALA, the Art Angel, also known as Anti-Angel. I'm here in the Head Hutt at a beautiful time of day when the light is coming through this back wall. I built this mega sculpture with my own, these two hands, and I'm going to do some stretches because I was just sitting here doing another video and my legs went to sleep, and so I was going to do just arm stretches, but we're going to call it a floor stretching session and do a little bit of waking the legs up as well as stretching the arms and neck, upper body. So to start with, since my leg is asleep right now, I'm going to do this balancing on the sits bones and bringing both hands or both feet up and grabbing onto the toes. You could grab onto the backs of the legs if the toes are too far. This is a pose, let's call it, a move that I used to do more often when I used to watch television, which I haven't in a long time, but I bring that up because it's a great thing to do if you find yourself watching television. Just get off the couch for a minute, get on the floor, and do a little stretching the legs and a little balancing. This could work the abdominals a little bit, especially if you move around more and kind of play with where that balance is. And it's a great potential stretch for the legs. You can play around on the floor like you used to when you were a kid. You can bend one leg, bend the other leg. You can do some spinal rolls, roll around. Can hang on to the knees, more of a ball and roll. Spinal rolls are another great move to do. And mostly I just want to encourage you to get down on the floor and move around. I think we don't do that enough. I say we. I've been sitting on my butt at the computer. I don't know about you. I think it's a common thing that we've been doing. We, broadly speaking, and I'm not trying to say don't do that, but I'm just trying to say break that up a little bit by getting down on the floor and doing some other things. You can do some stretches with the legs apart, reaching for each side, keeping those sits bones grounded on the floor, or you can reach lifting that sits bone. I encourage you to play with the difference of that. If you reach and let this hip come up, it's a much different stretch than if you reach keeping that hip planted on the floor. It just changes where the stretch is. And again, I encourage you to just play with that. See how it feels in your body. And stretch forward. I haven't done this floor stretch in a while, so I'm pretty stiff. For me, can also do the side bend, and again, play with lifting that hip or keeping that hip grounded and see how that changes the stretch. For me, if I keep this hip grounded, it really brings that stretch into the side of the body. We'll go to the other side just to keep that even, and again, play with lifting that hip and putting that hip back down just for variety and to see how that feels differently. Let's go back over to this side, keeping that hip grounded, and then play with looking up at the elbow, looking forward. Again, that changes the stretch quite a bit. I encourage you to play with both of those. Over to the other side, trying to keep that hip grounded, and then looking up and noticing how the two sides are different, how they're the same. My two sides are pretty different and also the same. How about yours? Feel me? Are yours sides the same and different? I'm willing to bet they are, because pretty much most of us are built that way. A little bit the same, a little bit different. I'm bringing one leg, one foot in closer to the groin and stretching it over one leg, aiming my chin for my toes. See that because of the angle, and I'll flip this way, put this leg down. Ooh, I got a little hitch in that knee, so I'm going to be gentle with it. And again, again, just gently stretching over that leg, aiming the chin for the toes. That's different from rounding the forehead toward the knee, more of a flat back stretch. But again, I encourage you to try both, see how they differ, see how they're the same. I'm gonna try this flat back and rounded back again. And I'll do this side again just to keep things even, Steven. Still feeling that hitch in that knee. And let's do a little arm stretching. I'm going to come back here where we can all enjoy this nice bottle wall behind me. This time of day is like the best. And I'm going to bring one arm across the body. Just move that shoulder around in the stretch position. Maybe rotate it around. Play with both actively, so just holding it in that position and using the arm itself to stretch, or trying to relax that arm and using the other arm to stretch it. Two different kinds of stretching. I think these days it's called static and dynamic, but I would call it active and passive. Similar thing, right? It's funny how we change words over time. Let's do the other side. Kind of a combination to start. And then I'm going to use that shoulder to move itself around, holding it in that position. And then I'm going to try to relax it and use the other arm to move that arm around for a more static or passive stretch. Winging those arms back a little bit. Let's just do some shoulder rolls from the sitting position and the other way. Get some breath into it, bounce those around, bounce those back and forth. I'm going to try to do a little bit of neck stretching, bringing myself more into my body, checking in with the sits bones, checking in with the alignment through the spine, and then tipping the ear to one side, keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed, and alternating chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder, chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder. I like to add just a little bit of touch, a little bit of gentle reminder to those neck muscles to just release and relax. Do that a few more times, alternating chin and ear, and then coming back to center. Just shake that out a little bit and go to the other side. Again, making sure the shoulders are dropped and aiming that left ear for left shoulder, and then chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And as always, just noticing how the two sides are different, how they're the same. Not to judge, just to notice, just to listen to the body. Trying to remember to breathe and smile, and add a little bit of gentle touch, a little massage on that side. Feels tight today. Just reminding those muscles they can let go, they can relax. They don't have to hang on to all that tension all the time. Coming back to center, shake that out a little bit. Let's bring the hands overhead and just do a little side to side stretching from that upright position. Keeping both hips grounded if possible. Just changing that up a little. Let's do a little spinal twist, bringing the right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind the body, twisting from the bottom to the top, stretching even the eyes behind, wringing everybody out, everybody a nice hug on the inside. And then from the top to the bottom, I'm going to unwind all of that. Come back to center, and left hand over to right knee, right hand behind the body, and twisting again from the bottom to the top, looking behind me. Giving a nice spinal twist, nice wringing out, and then unwinding from the top to the bottom, coming back to center. There you have it, a nice simple stretch. Let's just add a little bit of finger and wrist stretching. Again, I've been doing lots of those little movements with the hands and fingers. I've got some rheumatoid arthritis flaring up right now, so I'm going to be very gentle with these joints one way and then the other. Maybe check it in with the elbows. Do some big circles to finish off that little, medium, and large sequence. One of my favorite simple frameworks to follow. As usual, I hope that I can encourage you to let go of some stress, remind you that there's not one way to check in with your body. There are many ways, and whatever way you find that works for you is the right way today. I encourage you to listen to your own body, move your body a little bit more. Remember to breathe and smile. Remember to like and subscribe because it helps me out. And whatever else you do, make sure you're loving yourself at least a little bit more because you're worth it. And also remembering that you can probably do a little bit more than you think. So don't be afraid to push into yourself a little bit. Push into your life a little bit. Stay curious, stay courageous, get more fit so you can be more free. And I'll be seeing you soon. Ciao for now.